Alright guys, just got this package from Benjamin, and there's a long note that came with it, and I'll just read an extract. It says, enclosed with this package I have a Brinks commercial lock. It's exactly as it came out of the package, but the package said it was 5 pins. Could you please open it and give it the destructive testing to determine if this is the case? And he goes on to talk about security pins. So, 5 pins. Well, first of all, let's take a look. Very heavy construction, typical lamination. You got these rubber or actually hard plastic bumpers so that when it's hanging from a door, it doesn't scar your door. It works very smoothly, and it's got ball bearings, so it can't be shimmed. It's got these. It's not going to be easy to gut because it's riveted, as you see here, with these steel rivets. But I can tell you right away when I look at this key. I saw it dangling, and this is not a 5-pin key. This is a 4-pin key. Doesn't mean there aren't 5 pins in it, because one of the pins could be riding on the tip of the key there. So the only real way to determine how many pins you got is to feel it. Now let me grab a pick here that'll fit in there. Pretty wide open keyway. And all you need to do is slide it in, find and pull it back out until you find that first bouncy pin. And when you're on there, start pulling them out and count the number of bumps. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do it one more time. 1, 2, 3. I'm counting 4 in there. I don't count 5. So I think probably maybe it was mispackaged or improperly labeled. Who knows? But let's see what we got. Security pins. Let's find out. All right, so no tension. Slide it all the way to the rear. Light tension. And let's see if we can find a binder. Okay, that was pin 4. I got to click on him. Haven't found any security pins yet. Looking for a binder. Pin 1 is binding. He's not a security pin. Nope, that was 2. He's not a security pin. And I might have overset 2. Got a little overzealous. Okay, that was 3. Feels like 1 is down now. 1, I got a fault set going. So that tells me there is at least 1 security pin. I just need to find him. Come on. I definitely have a fault set going. And there's 4. 4 felt spoolie. I got very slight feedback, but if he's a spool, he's not much of a spool. Let me go ahead and crack this dude open. Let's see what she's got in. Let me see if I can pull this bumper off of here so I can show you. What we're going to do is just grind off. Let me get the screwdriver out, my favorite prying tool. By the way, Benjamin put this black magic marker stuff. I don't know what that is, but I want to make sure that it hasn't been broken into or modified. Yeah, no modification. All we got to do is grind off those 8 rivets, and we're going to get a look at the guts. Alright guys, this is pretty interesting. This is one of the first locks I've seen where you actually had to remove 2 of the plates. Usually with these laminated locks you grind it, the first one you remove it off and the lock pops out. This one was different. The lock has a small, if I get it to focus, it has a small little lip there that was actually sandwiched beneath the second wafer, which required you to take both of them off, which really wasn't that easy because you had to drive it over these. You either had to grind these off or pry it off over all of these steel rivets. So I think that was probably an additional security measure, and that's kind of peculiar because inside of there you find a 4-pin lock. Notice this one is not bypassable. You can't stick anything down through the keyway and do any bypassing because the actuator is actually part of it, and it fills up the actuator inside of the lock itself. So they've put a lot of thought into this, a lot of tough design features, everything except this 4-pin lock. Let's go ahead and open it up and see what we got inside of here. Alright guys, here's what we're looking at. Nothing too spectacular. Certainly not a high security commercial lock. All the key pins are all standard. No surprise there. I only felt 2 spools. There are actually 3 of them, position 1, 3, and 4. But seeing as how they are so shallowly cut, that probably is no surprise. I didn't feel the 4th one. I'm surprised I felt any of them, quite honestly. This is definitely a rakeable lock. I would definitely not call it high security commercial. Anyway, Brinks, thanks for all the wonderful engineering feats and all the thought and toughness you built into the body of this lock. It's a shame you didn't put a little more thought into this core, though. Thanks, guys. Stay safe. Stay legal. Benjamin, thanks for sending in the lock.